welcome back, and today we are doing another one of these theme park ride reviews. Last time I did Nemesis Inferno, this time I'm here to do another ride, and that ride is Derren Brown's Ghost Train. This ride opened in 2016 under the name Derren Brown's Ghost Train, pretty obvious, and in 2017 it got updated to Derren Brown's Ghost Train Rise of the Demon. Having ridden both of the versions, I am going to give you a review on the newest one. The old one was good, but the better one is obviously the newer one, because I preferred it a lot more. And just in case, there are going to be spoilers in this video. If you haven't been on it, which I'm sure most of you have been, don't watch this video, and I'll tell you when to skip to, so when the spoilers are over and you can continue watching. So, Derren Brown's Ghost Train. It's pretty much a heavily based VR dark ride based on the magician Derren Brown, and overall it's an amazing ride, amazing experience. You've got mainly 2 live action scenes. One is a lot better than it used to be, because there used to only be 1 on the original, but now there's actually 2. It makes it a whole lot better. Of course, the first live action scene is you get brought into a train underground tunnel. I'll explain the story a bit later on, but you get brought into a train underground tunnel type thing, and a train comes towards you. There's some smoke, some effects in the floors, and smoke effects, everything, and you have to run back onto the train. Then you have the second live action scene, which is of course the shop. I'm not going to explain any more, just in case those of you who are still watching don't want anything brilliant. But both live action scenes are absolutely brilliant. One thing I would say is possibly get rid of a bit of the VR. The VR lasts not even half the ride, a lot more than that. They need more live action scenes on it. If they did something on the train as you're travelling along, because if you don't know, when you have the VR on, it kind of syncs up with the motion of the train. So when you start moving on the VR, the train feels like you're moving across, and it's very well synced up, and I do like the VR. The first half of the VR is very good, and the second half obviously isn't as good, but it's much better than the original, because if you don't know, they did change the second part of VR, because a lot of people complained about it. But it's 10 times better than it was before. But I would just say, maybe make a few more live action bits, because they could put something on the train, like a demon on the train, and have it walking around, and that would be 10 times better than having it on VR. But that's just my opinion. Some people may prefer VR. I'm not a big fan of VR, especially on Galactica, and I don't think it should take over theme parks or roller coasters anytime soon. I know it has been, but I don't want it to take over anymore, because it's kind of ruining old rides. But we'll start from the start of the ride, because why not? And I'll explain the whole storyline. Pretty much, you enter the building through the workshop bit, which is a bit weird because it used to be a baggage hold, and now it's actually quote-unquote workshop. So you go in there, and there's a pre-show. Derren Brown speaks to you. That's no different from the original, and it's still brilliant pre-show. You then get told to go this way. If you're lucky, you do get someone speaking to you just before you board the train, and you board the train. It's a swinging, I wouldn't say it swings, but that's what they say in the narration, but it's a hanging Victorian train. I was so clueless as to how they did it before, and I still kind of am now, but I've kind of got the hang of it. I still wonder how the hell it floats. If you can tell me that, tell me in the comments, because it's a bit weird. But pretty much, you then board the train and you have your first section of VR. First section of VR, pretty much you get a random person, it's different for everyone I think, who speaks to you about fracking that's been happening underground, and gas has leaked everywhere. Then it goes on from there. There's a demon that climbs through the window and stuff, and if I'm getting this wrong, it's because I haven't been on it for a while. Last time I went on it was at Fright Nights, which was a couple months back now, so, and I don't have the greatest memory to remember 13 minutes of something that was decently scary. I'll just say it now, it wasn't the scariest thing I've ever done, and it wasn't the least scary thing I've ever done. It was decent, but now I've been on it a couple times, it's not scary anymore. I used to jump a lot at it though. Then after that first bit of VR, you then exit the train, you have that first live action scene I talked about earlier, you then rush back onto the train, have your second bit of VR. You're riding the train with a lot of other people, and a demon kind of rips open the roof, comes in, starts walking around, taking people and like kidnapping them, I guess. I don't really know. And that bit's a bit weird. I'm not a big fan of the second part. They've made a lot of improvements since the first one. The first version of the second part, if you don't know what that was, it was a massive city with a load of demons and it was absolutely terrible. But they've improved that, but I'm still not a big fan. Then, after all that, you still have that massive fall down and this train just physically starts shaking, and Derren Brown counts down and there's a jump scare at the end. Here's where the good part is, and again I'm not going to ruin this. The second live action part, you walk into the shop, something happens. I'm not going to ruin it, but I'll just say, in my opinion, for those of you who've been on the ride and haven't had it spoiled, you know how good it is. I didn't have it spoiled when I went on it. I heard about it a bit, and then I completely forgot about it, went on it, and I was amazed the first time. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, overall, I think they should just get more live action scenes. It's still a brilliant ride. The theming's amazing. The exterior is probably one of the best parts. The shop's still amazing as well. It's probably one of the best shops Merlin's done. And I wouldn't really change a lot about it because they have already spent a lot of money on it, and it's good as it is. They'll probably upgrade it soon, which I'm not too bothered about, but I'm just hoping they get a new live action scene. So, thank you for watching this ride review. If you have any rides you want me to review next, tell me in the comments and I'll get to work on them. I did try and edit this video a lot better than my other one, so just tell me how you found it as well in the comments. So, yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.